Well, welcome to the Botanical Medicine Study Course with me, Stephanie Georgiev, your host and instructor for the online class in all things botanical medicine. If you would like to be the first on your blog to know most of what is available in terms of practice, science, and application of botanical medicine, clink below. Clink is the combo word for click and link. I always say it that way anyway, and so I thought I would make up my own word. So clink below, and you will be directed to a form which has all the information on how you can download your own personal video and handouts for the introductory class for botanical medicine. And a special thanks to new subscribers and all of you who comment, like, and share these videos. It really does help to spread the word. Now, for this week's Herb of the Week, we'll be exploring an herb that has become very popular in the West, I would say in Europe as well as North America, for good reason. It's been used in Ayurveda for centuries, I would even say thousands of years. And holy basil has come to be known in Western herbalism for its many wonderful healing properties. Now, here's another reason why you need to know your Latin binomial. And this image comes from herbalreality.com. So definitely visit that website. I have a link in the program notes for that. And it's called Oxymum sanctum. Sanctum, I think you can figure out, means holy. And oxymon is for basil. And it's commonly known as holy basil, but it can also be known as Thai basil. Not all the time, but sometimes Thai basil, but it's called tulsi or tulasi as a label that you'll see on it. It's an aromatic perennial plant in the family of Laminaceae. This is the mint family. It's native to tropical and subtropical regions of Australia, Malaysia, Asia, and the Western Pacific. It's widely cultivated throughout Southeast Asian tropics. And this plant has escaped from cultivation and is naturalized in many tropical regions of the Americas. Holy basil is erect and it's a many-branched. It's considered a sub-shrub, but it can grow 12 to 24 inches tall or 30 to 60 centimeters tall, and it has hairy stems. Now, the leaves are green or purple, and they're petioled with an oval shape to them. And they can grow up to 2 centimeters long, and I'm sorry, 2 inches long, 5 centimeters. And it has a little bit of a toothed margin, and they are strongly scented. And the purplish flowers are grown in whorls on elongated stems. And one of India's most enduring myths, and I'm quoting the Tamil writer M.D. Muthu Kumaswamy, sorry if I've mispronounced this wonderful man's name. He explains that this herb is related to the Samudra Manthan, when the tumultuous churning of the beginning of creation is over and things begin to settle. Dhanvantari, the physician to the gods, rises victoriously out of the ocean, and in his hand he holds the elixir of immortality and makes an offering to Vishnu, who is overcome with tears of happiness on this event and gift. As he receives it, the first tear falls into the drink that's given to him by this physician to the god, and out of this event, the first tulsi plant sprouts. I think that's very dramatic. I think that would be a really wonderful superhero movie, if you ask me. Now, due to its mind, body, and spiritual benefits, Tulsi has long been a subject of myth, ritual, and religious belief. That's why it's called holy. Now, in the ancient Vedic texts, it hails Tulsi as the plant embodiment of Lakshmi, the wife of Vishnu, and she is the goddess of wealth and generosity. And a wonderful online publication that has just the most wonderful articles on it. It's called India's Daily Hunt. Their article on Tulsi says that it's hailed as the threshold between heaven and earth and is said to hold Brahma in its branches, the Hindu centers of pilgrimage within its root, and the holy river Ganga flowing through its roots, and all other deities in its stem and leaves. And it has the holy scriptures, the Vedas, and the tips of the plant. So I don't think you'll ever look at this plant the same again after knowing all of this from the Daily Hunt. Now, the Ayurvedic use of Tulsi is that it's bitter, pungent, and astringent. It's warming, and it's predominantly kapha reducing, but it can also be used to pacify vata and pitta. And it benefits the mind and the spirit. Now, in traditional Chinese medicine, this herb is used and it's called Sheng Lo Lei, and it enters the heart, spleen, and kidney meridians. It's a Shen tonic, and Shen is the Chinese medical term on the spirit of the heart. So it tonifies that. It tonifies the spleen. It tonifies the kidneys, and it also tonifies the yang. It calms anxiety, lifts the spirit, counters stress and depression, improves circulation, and it's used for adrenal fatigue, foggy brain, and memory loss. Holy basil, in terms of the modern use, I've used this in my practice with people who have adrenal fatigue, which is also yours truly. Anybody that's lived through many different life events, especially traumatic ones, is usually in adrenal fatigue. And a big sign of adrenal fatigue is if you can't stay asleep. If you can't fall asleep, it's adrenal overstimulation. But if you can't stay asleep, which means you fall asleep, but you wake up a couple hours later and you can't go back to sleep, that's adrenal fatigue. Okay, so this is a wonderful herb to deal with that. And it has adaptogenic, antioxidant, antidepressant, antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, analgesic, nootropic, which is that new hip and groovy term that says it works on the brain and the nervous system. And also, apparently, if you rub this all over yourself, it repels insects. And so you can read all these things that it's been used for. My favorite one is foggy brain, but it can help in all these things, mainly because it works on the adrenal glands. And if you have healthy and normally reacting adrenal glands, then all of these other things don't seem to bother you as much. Now, the bioactive compounds are quite well researched. And the big one is eugenol, which is a volatile oil. There is a tripernioid and rosmaric acid. Other active components include carotene and oleanic acid, carotenoids, vitamin C, calcium, iron, zinc, and chlorophyll, obviously, because it is green. Now, Tulsi oil has antioxidant properties that help reduce the damaging effects of stress and aging on the body, and that's that eugenol. And it helps the body to cope with stress, And some studies say that the oil protects healthy cells from the toxicity of cancer treatments, such as radiation and chemotherapy. But make sure, most oncologists that I have dealt with, and when I'm dealing with patients who are undergoing cancer therapy, the whole purpose of the therapy is to kill things. And so if you take supplements like vitamins or herbs, this counteracts those effects of radiation and chemotherapy, which says a lot about these therapies. But obviously, if you're going to all that trouble, you don't want to stop the effects of these therapies. So you really need to be careful. Homeopathy is wonderful, and so is acupuncture if you're undergoing cancer therapy. But make sure to talk with your doctor before taking this. And holy basil has been shown, these constituents have been shown to help skin problems, asthma, headache, heart disease, inflammation, kidney stones, lung disorder, all sorts of wonderful things. So it's a really, really useful plant with a lot of research behind it. Now, there's several ways to take holy basil. One of my personal favorite is through many teas on the market. And Organic India, they're not a sponsor, but I really love this company. This brand has numerous teas with various flavors. And my personal favorite is the rose, Tulsi Rose, but they've got things with turmeric and all kinds of wonderful combos. And the Indian companies that I like to support personally are Organic India and Himalaya, because they benefit directly Indian farmers, and particularly women farmers. So I like to support them. I also like Gaia's herbs. And again, they're not a sponsor for this channel, but the reason I really like them is they have a standardized extract in a gel cap. Most other supplements on the market are basically powdered dried herb, which are very effective. But if you want a standard extract, Gaia's is the way to go. Now, no negative side effects have been documented with holy basil, none. It's sort of like saying, well, we have a negative side effect to pesto. But so that doesn't mean there will be problems. So, these herbs are specific in their application, specifically for therapeutic doses. Now, if you're just drinking tea, unless you're drinking like 30 cups a day, I don't think you'll have any problems. But if you're pregnant or nursing, make sure you discuss with your midwife, your physician, as well as your Ayurvedic or traditional Chinese medicine practitioner. Now, holy basil is part of numerous cuisines from Indian to Thai, and it's very easy to grow in your garden, in pots, or in your kitchen. It's really a lovely herb, and it prefers full sunlight and plenty of water. And there are links in the program notes for a great YouTube video, as well as an article on how you can grow your own. I've also included a link for some really delicious recipes. And I've never seen holy basil for sale in any markets other than Asian markets, either Asian, Chinese, Indian, Thai. You can usually find it, but you need to know what you're looking for. So become very familiar with what it is that you want. So this is Stephanie Georgiev saying thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me. Link below if you'd like more information on how to download the introductory video for the course, and other information on how to grow holy basil or how to cook with it. And until next time, be well.